Good evening, I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're watching NewsX's special coverage of the Union Budget 2018. The budget has been presented by the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley this morning. We're breaking down various aspects of the budget and, of course, key takeaways. We'll be looking at the automobile sector and, of course, fuel prices as well right now. Petrol prices will be 2 rupees cheaper as well as diesel prices. The centre deciding to cut excise duty by 2 rupees. The petrol price had hit, remember, an all-time high recently, crossing more than 80 rupees per litre in the national capital. This certainly would be a major relief for daily commuters. Listen in to some reactions which have come. Okay, before we get those reactions, let's quickly go across to my colleague Rishika Barua, who's going to give us some more details on this takeaway.
Well, good evening, Uday, and a very good evening to viewers who are joining us on this budget special this evening. So, budget 20 prices in metros looking like today. Of course, there's a 2 rupee cut. Delhi is now at 71.05 rupees after the excise cut. Mumbai was at 80.91, now is at 70.91 after the excise cut. Chennai is now at 0.77. And if we could just play out Kolkata, okay, was of course 75.72 earlier, is now at rupees 73.72. Bengaluru is at 72.18 after that 2 rupees excise cut. These of course are petrol prices. Is down to rupees 75.36 after the excise cut that was announced. Much needed relief to a lot of commuters. Okay, so what exactly is the breakup of the petrol price? Many are asking. The base price is at 33.03 rupees plus, which is another 33.03 rupees, and to this there is an excise which is added. The excise, of course, being 21.48 rupees, which is bringing the retail price at the moment to 54, I beg your pardon, 0.51 rupees. Over and above that, there's a of 3.75. There's a VAT added 14% to 14.97, bringing the retail price for 73 at 73.05 rupees. So I hope that that breakdown sort of clarifies there for our viewers what exactly has happened and what exactly is the price structure at that. It's back to you. All
right, let's open this. Rajeev Kapur, former Commerce Secretary, joining us this evening in our studios. We also have Dilip Cherian, founder of Perfect Relations. But quickly going across to two gentlemen who, of course, have direct correlation with the auto industry. We have Ayush Lohia, CEO of Lohia Auto, joining us in our studios. We also have Mr. Rajeev Kapur, Steelbird, joining us as well. Ayush, to you first. Some relief for the Aam Aadmi as far as petrol and diesel prices are concerned. A 2 rupee cut coming in today. Some relief from the high prices which have really been soaring and certainly does not affect your industry very well.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Yeah, definitely the price has benefited the consumer in the end, and we anticipate that at least the lower the pyramid, the people will be much more eased with the way the price has cut by the government.
Okay, Rajeev Kapur, do you welcome this?
Yes, absolutely. Cutting the price is a benefit for the people, for sure. And the government is getting a lot of revenue from the petrols.
Yeah. The opposition, Ajay Dua, has of course been demanding, petroleum to be put under GST. Not something the government has considered so far. We have seen, of course, Dharmendra Pradhan offering several explanations every time the price hike has happened. Do you feel fuel and oil prices remains one of the concern areas of this government?
Certainly. I think if they don't much more than what they have done, there are going to be huge problems in the coming months. One, every dollar increase in petrol crude oil, as we all know, increases our bill by about 10,000 crores, roughly speaking. The seen in the last 3 months an increase by about $25 from $52 to $77 was the price yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
$25 increase multiplied by 10,000 rupees, that is the pressure on the government's budget. How much of it can be passed, the government is only up to a limit. And there was a time when the government did have the elbow room to reduce the excise duty and pass on the entire benefit of reduction, which was experienced till 2015 or so, or till 2000. Only in 2017 we started seeing government didn't do that.
Yeah.
So all that the government has done today by reducing giving a 2 rupees slab, across the board, is passing on a slight benefit to a consumer who was going to go under with the way the crude prices.
I will just also get an RP Singh, a spokesperson of the BJP, who will be joining us shortly on the broadcast. But Dilip Cherian, at the end of the day, not immediately related with the budget, but certainly some cheer for the Aam Aadmi with this 2 rupee excise duty cut on fuel.
I'm glad that you because this has nothing to do with the budget.
Yeah.
This was done last night. It's not part of the budget. Second, I think that it's a great thing that petrol prices have gone down, but the fact is that this is not simply sustainable. And also the bigger fact is that we don't know what the effect on government finances are going to be if actually crude goes from its current level to a level higher. Because as Dua has quite correctly said, while both the gentlemen from the auto industry are happy to see this, but what's going to happen is that if crude goes up any further, India is going to actually have a huge hit on its national exchequer at a time when exports are not growing. So you're really talking of a serious deficit as far as global balance sheet is concerned. Because 10,000 crores multiplied by 25, it's a 25,000 crores, 250,000 crores is already in deficit as far as the oil.
And in fact, if I can quote the economic survey which was presented earlier this week, it does see the Nigerian average crude oil prices rising in the financial year going into 2019.
So what you got to expect is that where is the money going to come to fund this? Come to the budget. The budget has, though we are not going into that yet, the budget has huge expenditures which are being talked about. So where is the money going to come? And if the deficit balloons out of control, Mr. Dua and others of his ilk in the government would know that it has an impact on the Aam Aadmi because it's interest rates which will then have to climb.
Directly, absolutely what Dilip has said. If you look at petrol is the lifeline, so to say, and unfortunately 80% of it we have to import.
Okay, in fact, interestingly, the oil minister Dharmendra Pradhan is reacting. Ajay Dua, I'll just come back to you. Let's listen into what Mr. Pradhan is saying.
भारत की युवाओं के लिए है, महिलाओं के लिए है, किसानों के लिए है, भारत के ग्रामीण इलाके के लिए है, भारत की शहर में रहने वाले के लिए, उनके घर, उनकी रोजगार, उनकी स्वास्थ्य सेवा, उनके लिए अन्य आवश्यकता, आधुनिक जीवन, ये सारे के लिए बजट में वित्तीय प्रबंधन किया गया है। ये बजट एक ठोस बजट है। ये बजट भारत को नया बनाने के लिए है।
वित्त मंत्री जी ने एक्साइज ड्यूटी का वो कट करने की बात की, उससे प्राइसिंग जो है पेट्रोलियम प्राइस हो जाएंगे, तो वो भी थोड़ा सा राहत का
नहीं। देखिए, एक्साइज ड्यूटी को परिवर्तित किया गया है रोड सेस में, उसके कारण हमारी जिम्मेवारी है। भारत में हमने बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम आज उन्होंने घोषणा भी किया है। रोड भी बढ़ेगा, रेल लाइन बनाई जाएगी, ट्रैक बदला जाएगा, सुरक्षा के ऊपर ध्यान दिया जाएगा, एविएशन सेक्टर में खर्चा किया जाएगा, अन्य ढांचागत सेक्टर में खर्चा किया जाएगा। उस खर्चे के लिए वित्तीय प्रबंधन के लिए इस एडजस्टमेंट को किया गया है।
अपोजिशन की बात करें, चिदम्बरम साहब कह रहे हैं कि ये सिर्फ जुमलेबाजी है और कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ लोगों की आंखों में।
चिदम्बरम साहब इस देश की अर्थनीति को दिवालिया कर दिए थे, बैंकों की हालत खराब कर दिए थे, उनको धनियों के पास पहुंचा दिए थे। आज एक ट्रांसपेरेंट, पारदर्शी, नीति आधारित शासन प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी दे रहे हैं। चिदम्बरम साहब को लोगों ने 2014 में उत्तर दिया है।
All right, that of course was Dharmendra Pradhan reacting there on his takeaway. We're going to take a very short break, but we're back in just a couple of moments. Ajay Dua was making a point on the petroleum sector and of course its impact on the Aam Aadmi and the concerns of the government going forward. RP Singh of the BJP will also be joining the panel in just a couple of moments. Don't go anywhere.
This program is presented by LIC. LIC का हो साथ तो फिक्र की छोड़ो बात. Co-powered by पानी का डॉक्टर, Aquaguard, फर्क दिखता है, and associated with Life.
रोहन, तुम्हारे प्लांट में फर्क दिखता है. क्या किया?
कुछ नहीं, मैंने तो बस हेल्दी पानी दिया.
Aquaguard, सिर्फ इसमें है एडवांस बायोट्रॉन टेक्नोलॉजी जो मॉलिक्यूल्स को डीक्लस्टर करे और जरूरी कुदरती मिनरल्स को अनलॉक करे. Aquaguard हो तो फर्क.
डॉक्टर
Aquaguard.
Yes, I'm reaching. You be ready.
चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन.
We are sitting in the front seat and you have fastened your seat belt. Why? Is there no value of lives who are sitting at the back seat? Passengers can get seriously injured if any accident happens. Seat belt reduces the impact of accident up to 80%. Obey traffic rules and fasten your seat belts.
Each wave brings a new challenge, but not strong enough to throw us off balance. There are days we guide our fishermen, and days we guard our countrymen. Some days we float above the sea, and other days we fly over it. If you like to take on challenges, then you'll love what we have in store for you. Join the Indian Coast Guard. Face a different challenge every day.
Mahagar, fulfilling your dreams for last 25 years, presents M Collection, a bouquet of ultra-luxurious living villas, condominiums ranging from golf-centric properties to Roman architecture-inspired living. Enjoy magnificent spaces from 5,000 to 12,000 square feet with all modern amenities and uber living experiences like private garden and pool. Call us at 8010361361.
Program is presented by LIC. LIC का हो साथ तो फिक्र की छोड़ो बात. Co-powered by पानी का डॉक्टर, Aquaguard, फर्क दिखता है, and associated with Crabtree, Water Life.
Welcome back from the break. You're watching NewsX's special coverage of Union Budget 2018. Before I go to RP Singh of the BJP, Ajay Dua was making a point before we cut across to Dharmendra Pradhan. Yes, Mr. Dua.
My concern is in price is of crude oil. In fact, I should use the word soaring. If that happens, we are going to get our math of the budget also in a bit of a problem. The reason being, earlier in the day, the government Secretary Economic Affairs clarified that the entire exercise has been done on the basis of $65 to a barrel. And the subsidy provided in the budget is exactly what it was last year, about 25,000 crores. I think all this may have to be reworked if the budget prices continues, and the economic survey has already anticipated that there could be a significant increase during the current year. I think he's projecting, Arvind Subramanian talked of 12% increase there. But moving on from there, the other of it is increase in petrol prices is going to reflect in inflation.
Right.
And that's going to not only affect the Aam Aadmi, every person in the country, it's going to be a spiraling effect because the interest rates then will shoot up. Right. There is no room then for bringing, it will again make us the high cost economy.
So it will be a spiraling effect, of course. Also will result now in higher MP salaries, because those will be revised every 5 years, keeping in mind inflation as well. RP Singh of the BJP Do rising oil prices remain a core concern area for the government? RP Singh, if you can hear me?
I can hear you.
There was, of course, a 2 rupee cut today, which was something, of course, not directly related with the budget, some relief for the Aam Aadmi. We have, of course, known, RP Singh, that the opposition has been continuously demanding for petroleum to be brought under the GST, something which your government has not done so far, presumably for revenue. This is one of the core areas that the government is looking at, because it will affect the Aam Aadmi who will vote in 2019.
Well, bringing petrol under GST is not because it's our concern or revenue concern. It's because all parties, all stakeholders have come on. In we have been saying that yes, it should come under GST, and in coming forthcoming months, probably whenever the next GST meeting happens, and when everyone can come on board, probably this can also come to GST. But the bigger concern is we are worried about, what will happen in future. But we are not talking about a narrative which is budget, which is about the farmer's budget. Which is more pro-farmer, poor budget. And the provisions which have been made in this budget, I have never seen any such provision in the last 70 years. It's 40 years of my public life also. But I have never seen any such provision being made for
No, that's a valid point. It has been a pro-farmer budget. The entire, first part of the FM speech, the first few announcements were for the farmer. However, remember, the farmer also needs, the prices of fuel to come down, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to be used to transport the products to various markets, which will result in the end consumer paying more, won't it?
When we say that the prices, the prices will be taken care of, whether it's the Swaminathan report, so obviously government will take that in cognizance and then work out everything that we worked out. So don't bother about that. There will be always a leeway and room for that. But right now, the budget is one of the most pro-poor and pro-farmer budget which has happened in Indian history.
Okay, as far as the auto industry is concerned, let's get in Mr. Lohia now. You're, of course, the CEO of your company, Lohia Auto. How happy were you with this budget? What were your main takeaways of this budget?
I think something for electric vehicle, as we are prominently present in electric vehicle industry, but we didn't heard about anything on this subject. So we expected that some kind of further support as far as electric vehicle infrastructure for charging and all, or some kind of R&D support for she will be definitely talked about it, but it was definitely not discussed. So we anticipate a detailed further paper on this, so that we can then talk about what exactly is there on automotive industry.
Okay, Rajeev Kapur, your main takeaways of the union budget for you, your industry, Steelbird.
Frankly speaking, if you talk about me, I must give to this budget 10 out of 7 number. The budget is fantastic. The reason behind it that the budget has been made for 70% of the population. We are going to do, the farmers are going to earn a lot of money because government has taken a lot of incentive towards health, for highways, for water, electricity, and the farmers are going to earn a lot of money. When the farmers are going to earn a lot of money, that means 70% of the population will be becoming rich. They are going to spend a lot of money on luxury, on their necessity or day-to-day items, and demand will increase, and the production will increase, the manufacturing base will increase, and the people, as we are worried about the jobs, the people will get a lot of jobs too. This is what I think this will happen.
Dilip Cherian, at the end of the day, of course, an election budget catering to pro-poor, pro-farmer sectors, but at the end of the day wanting to be branded a pro-Vikas, pro-poor, pro-farmer budget. That's why they didn't give too much to the other sectors, presumably. Otherwise, that would probably have taken off the sheen off those announcements for those core areas. But do you feel that this election budget will also translate into stimulating the kind of growth that is needed after GST and demonetization, achieve the kind of numbers that we have seen the FM and the PM talk about, also mentioned in the economic survey, and create the jobs as well that are needed for our economy to grow?
I think the takeaway from this budget is Mr. Jaitley is calculating that if there is growth in a variety of sectors, especially the farm, then that growth will provide enough impetus for industry to grow. I think that's a very brave conclusion to make, but I'm not quite sure whether it's entirely realistic. The fact is that even this 50% above cost price, nobody has done a calculation as to how many crops are going to be included, what kinds of items of agriculture, who will calculate the cost, will the cost be different from the cost you produce paddy in Maharashtra and the cost you produce paddy in Punjab, what happens to grains that will move between states illicitly, legally, whatever it is. So you're huge Pandora's box which has not been discussed.
And you're of course an image guru, Dilip. Do you feel that the branding, the government has got the branding right?
Branding is wonderful. Okay. Between Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Arun Jaitley, between Mr. Jaitley's Hindi and Mr. Modi's half an hour exposition.
Okay, so thumbs up from our PR guru on the panel to the budget. I want to quickly play out Dharmendra Pradhan. He's spoken exclusively to NewsX, I'm being told. Let's play out that interview for our viewers.
This money will now be redeployed, re-spent in the infrastructure, in the road, rail and other infrastructure area.
On the adjustment of money, 8 crore money has been given to the Ujjwal Bachao Yojana, sir. What do you think? How far?
8 crore connection, not 8 crore money, 8 crore. Government has given us target for 5 crore. Looking into the success of this program, they have enhanced it up to 8 crore. It's a very successful program. I am confident Prime Minister and FM has reposed their faith. It will be implemented.
That was Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan joining with us with video journalist Jitendra from Delhi. This is Shreya Chatterjee for NewsX.
So that of course was Dharmendra Pradhan there speaking with NewsX exclusively. We are going to take a short break on that note, but remember our special coverage on the Union Budget 2018 with our special panel continues. We'll be joining us more Union Ministers as well as NewsX analyze the key takeaways of the NDA government's last full-fledged budget before the general elections.